TikTok drama, guys. I have to I have to chime in on this one. I have a Tik that I have yet to see anybody do. Oh crap! It's not true crime, but it is Mormon LDS. This is a different kind of video from what I usually do. This is normally true crime, faith, and chocolate. Today it's religion that's pissing me off. People who are not behaving as they should. No! Usually, I don't hear about things that Marky talks about until after he's talked about them. This one I found on TikTok because it hit my For You page. That tells you how big it got. Okay, here's the nutshell version. There was a bride, Austyn Mae, spelled with a Y, and then posted this video on TikTok that was slamming the photographer and the associate photographer, which if you aren't familiar with the wedding photography industry, it's very common to have a second shooter or an associated shooter, especially if, say, the wedding is in one location, one venue, and then, say, the reception is somewhere else, especially if they're hours apart. You'll have the wedding photographer that you hire at the one, and they may send an associate that they trust to the other, but then the one you signed the contract with will do the editing, so the feel and look is the same. If you are familiar with Sepia Bridegate, you can go look that up. Essentially, that was a situation where a bride hated her photos, and yet it was, why did you hire this photographer if you don't like her style? Hire a photographer whose look matches what you like. This gives the same vibe of the other bride we saw recently who washed off all of her makeup that the professional she had paid to do her wedding makeup for. She washed it all off 20 minutes before her first look moment and then was like, oh, I can't wait to make a TikTok out of this. And then it went viral for all the wrong reasons. This is a similar kind of situation where she and her new husband posted this TikTok video saying, oh, when you get your reception videos and they're just terrible. And it was like, that really off-tune music and then like little thumbs down. And they totally cherry-picked 10 or 12-ish video of the absolute worst photos that weren't the best lighting, weren't the best in focus. However, people, yay, the internet did its good thing this time around. People did some sleuthing, found the original gallery, and were like, wait, hold up. There were absolutely hundreds of gorgeous photographs of the gallery, from the wedding, the venue itself, and then apparently the reception, which was very dark, so that's hard to photograph well. And then it was neon colors and an Alice in Wonderland theme, so bright, like hot pink neon lights. A bit garish, very difficult to photograph, but there were gorgeous photographs of this reception as well. They just happened to pick out just a handful that weren't their style, that didn't look as professional. Then they posted it on TikTok and said, oh, they won't get us a refund. This photographer is terrible, blah, 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 blah. Let's take a look at the actual gallery. As I saw some people scrolling of the actual wedding venue, something jumped out at me. So let's scroll through some of it and see if you can see what jumped out at me. So here's the pictures of like right after the wedding. Some of these pictures are gorgeous, right? Adorable. One of my first thoughts was the dress on the bride is very modest. Her shoulders are totally covered. There's a sleeve. It's a high neckline. There's no slits. It's a long hem. So I thought, this could be a Latter-day Saint / Mormon bride. That would track. That's very common. If you have a temple wedding, you have a more modest dress. And then I went, oh wait, crap. That building behind them? Pretty sure that's the Mesa Temple in Arizona. And as the more I looked, yep, right there. See that? Yep, that's the Mesa, Arizona Temple. And for those who do follow true crime, this is the temple that most likely that Lori Vallow would have been going to when she talks about all of her temple attendance that she was doing all regularly. Now, on the one hand, I am annoyed with the bride and the groom for posting this and tagging both the photographer and the associate photographer because they did a great job. They did, period. The photographer did her own video and explained what had actually happened, the fact that there was an associate, that they followed their own contract to the letter, that they did offer a refund. They said that, and they offered the raw photos so they could edit them themselves if they wanted to. All of that was turned down. Those were things that went above and beyond, that were not in the contract expectations that should have been even on the table, and the photographer still was offering these things that didn't need to be offered. And it sounds like the bride's mother is the one who said, no, thank you, and encouraged this video to go up. So I'm just going to show you a couple of other photographs. As I scroll through, let's look at this. This is the bride and her parents. Her mother there, her little cowboy boot kicked up there, little kick. That, and then there's some other photos of her mom where, I don't know, and maybe I'm just getting judgy McJudger pants, but there's some of these photos where I just, it gives me Mean Girl vibes, like high school Mean Girl vibes. This is the girl who probably, and I could be completely wrong, someone can correct me, but it gives me the vibe of the mean girl from high school. The look of like, look how big her dress is. Like she's almost trying to outshine her own daughter. This is what it feels like to me, in my opinion. And it sounds like it was the mother who was trying to instigate this whole drama. Why, when she was offered a refund, which she wasn't entitled to, in my opinion. She got exactly what she paid for. Beautiful photographs for her daughter's wedding. But the mother was not happy with them. I mean, oh, I'm sorry. I mean, come on. Isn't that gorgeous? Some of these pictures are just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, she did amazing, amazing work. There's just no two bones about it. And then if there were any doubt whatsoever, there's like very clear shot. That's definitely the Mesa Temple. So I look up Madi with photography, the one who was contracted, the photographer behind all of this. And sure enough, she's based in Arizona. Again, no idea if Madi herself is a Latter-day Saint, but very clearly the bride and groom, Austyn Mae, and I don't know what her husband's name is, they clearly are. And her mother clearly is too. And her mother was being the mean girl. Hey, look at this. Look, here's the reception. I mean, I talk about challenging circumstances, and I'm sorry, in my opinion, garish theme and colors and all that. But despite all of that, there were still a lot of good pictures. So she managed to make this bizarre thing with very poor lighting and weird colors and weird decorations still look pretty cute. And the fact that a handful of pictures weren't her cup of tea, what about the hundreds that were? There were hundreds. It's a bizarre reception. Okay, look at this though. This is one piece of decor. Okay, Alice in Wonderland, explain the bullhead to me. Like, I don't recall Lewis Carroll adding a stuffed bullhead to the story, but maybe I don't recall correctly. I don't know what they were trying to do, but it absolutely backfired. So Austyn Mae has now deleted her entire TikTok account. Good. I think, in my opinion, she learned this behavior from her mean girl mom. I've been the mother of the bride twice, and I could not imagine behaving this way. Wedding photographers work their butts off. And it's like, it is a skill, it is small business, and it is bad form to just be mean like this. You do better. Please, Austyn Mae, your mom, your husband, do better. Do better. I hope that you deleted your TikTok account, not out of embarrassment, but because you realized that you were in the wrong. This was uncool. This is unchristlike. This is not what you purport to stand for. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. For the love of people, stop it. There's been enough Latter-day Saint true crime going on in the last few years with Daybells and Ruby Frankie and whatnot that I've actually heard YouTube people even saying, oh, Mormons are going to Mormon. What do you expect? I'm sorry, those are the weird exceptions. You can find bizarre exceptions in almost any faith tradition. We're nothing like say, the Westboro Baptist Church or the hard right evangelicals. That's not who we are. But guys, you're giving us a bad name. These are the kinds of piece of crap behaviors that you should be ashamed of. It's not the associate photographer's fault that you have bad taste. Anyway, I didn't expect to be chiming in on TikTok bride drama, but when I realized it was the Mesa Temple, I was like, ah, do better. Do better. That's all I can say. Do better.